Hi wig fans, I'm Kez and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I go by For the Love of Wigs, and most of my videos are about, well, wigs. What else? I hope you've been having a lovely time. The weather's been very unpredictable here in the UK, and currently we've been having some storms. The one last night was particularly bad and kept me awake till 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. So I thought I'd show you my latest wig purchases. The first one I have for you today is from one of my favourite brands that you already know, which is JB Extension. This is one of the ones with the snowflake lace, and it comes with the tag to say it's snowflake lace on it. What it means by snowflake lace is lace that's quite invisible. Some people don't like this lace because it's stiffer than a lot of other lace. It's not quite soft. However, it does blend really well. I think the shade of this wig was Malibu. I already have this wig in one shade, but this is the wig Michelle. My other one was a little bit darker. Now the lace came pre-cut on this one, and I wanted just a blonde bob. It does need a little bit of a brush because obviously it's straight out of the packet, so it needs a little bit of a tame. It's a little bit Marilyn, as in Marilyn Monroe, I think. But it's very pretty. I wasn't sure what I'd think of the colour, but you can see that lace is completely invisible, which is why the snowflake lace is so good. The other thing they've started doing is the sort of Scandi hairline, which is putting very light hairs at the very front so that it blends better and you don't see all those knots that are usually in wigs. So if you can stand the feel of this lace, it's really good. I've had other snowflake lace wigs in the past or similar sort of things, and it's been really scratchy against my head. I can honestly say I don't find this irritating in the slightest. There is a little tip which I've probably shown you and told you about before, but you can put a little bit of scar tape on there, and that will, on the inside, and that will not only colour it a little so it's skin colour, but will also stop it from rubbing against your head. So yeah, I think I like this one. Not sure the part suits, but I think I should be able to change that. Although it is dominantly parted that way, a bit of heat would change that. Would probably look better on me with lighter makeup. I've got here another Wonder of Wigs wig, which again you know is one of my faves. With this one, I think the lady said that it was called Newbie, but it's now been renamed, so it's got another name now, which I'm not sure what it is. Comes with the band, which I am going to remove to try on. I don't mind the bands when I'm wearing it all day, but I don't like the bands when I'm trying them on because it just gets in the way. I probably will cut that lace back a little still, because for me it's probably a little bit visible. See, this is another one that has almost invisible lace, and it's got the lighter hairs at the front, which is what I'm going for more and more now. I love the colouring in this one. You can see it's got the sort of Albany shade, but it has got some blonde and brown through it as well. Again, it hasn't been brushed, it's been straight out of the bag, so I'm just giving it a little bit of a tidy up, because sometimes when you put them straight on your head out of the bag, they don't look right. I really love this style actually. I think it's quite flattering, and those blonde bits in it are lovely. I don't actually know whether that lace needs cutting, to be honest. You could probably get away with just blending it in quite easily with lace melt. If you've not seen lace melt before, it's basically like a glue that you put on the lace front, and I know most of them are glueless and don't need it, but the idea is that it actually conceals the lace. It melts into all of the little tiny micro bits, you know, the little holes, the ventilations in the lace, and basically puts it to the scalp so you can't see it. I will do a video on that at some point, but I'm still trying to get my head around it. But this is probably, I like this better than the other Michelle style, although it's very similar. This is a bit longer. I don't know whether it's the colouring that's better or whether it's just because it's lying flatter. As well, I love the fact that the Wonder of Wigs hairlines are really good. They sort of mimic scalp here, and so they look really natural. So that is a definite winner. I haven't shown any costume wigs for a while, but I did buy this because it was a bargain online. It was pre-loved but unused. This is a Rumi wig from K-pop Demon Hunters, and I've just sort of styled it a little bit. It already came styled, but I just tucked in the back bit there. They've got some kind of a tie thing on there to hold it on, but it wasn't holding very well, so I swapped it for like one of those bendy wire tabs. The good thing with that is I can always take it off as well. I did do a wig like this for myself, but this has got the hair that's up at the edges, and it is also a lace front as well, so it should look like a proper roomy wig when it's on. See, this one has got the proper high forehead that Rumi has, whereas the other one that I had didn't have that, because I did it myself. Well, it has got it a bit, but it's not as good as this. This is really, really long, which is great. I love it. I've got a feeling though that Rumi has a couple of pieces that come down, so if it does, I will probably take them out of this main bit and just dangle them down. Obviously the lace still needs cutting on this, but that's not a bad hairline for a wig. That's actually quite good. My only concern will be concealing my own hair under it. I'll probably have to keep the lace quite long so that I can glue that down, because that's the only way I'm going to conceal my own hair. But the wig itself is great. It's surprising, considering how long this braid is, that it's not as heavy as you would think. It's actually quite light. So yeah, that's my costume wig. It's not all about the good looks. Sometimes it's a little bit about the fun looks as well. So I'm filming the wigs as they come in, so you might see a change in outfits and makeup as we go through the video. The newest one to come in today is another Chelsea Smith one. This is called Chelsea in Natural Blonde. The lady sent me some lovely free gifts with this as well. And I wanted like a light blonde, but I didn't want too dark a root, which is exactly what this one is. It's a pretty wig. I don't think it really goes with the makeup that I've got on. However, obviously when I wear it, I wouldn't have my makeup like this. My makeup's a bit extreme today because I'm doing a kind of 60s vibe thing. But the colour and the shade I really like. I think it would be nice if it had more wave to it at the bottom. So I might just adjust that slightly. But it has got the Scandi hairline, which is the blonde bits at the front, which I quite like because it conceals the lace really well. When I take a picture of it and pop over on my Instagram, which is @fortheloveofwigs, I will make sure that I'm wearing makeup that matches the wig. This is another one that arrived today. This is JB Wig, and this is, I think it's pronounced Kais, K-A-I-S. And this is in the shade Prounk, which is unusual. Has got permatease, which I don't really like, but it looks like it's been flattened slightly, and I'll probably try and flatten it a little bit more. It has got the snowflake lace as well, but I'm more interested in what the shade's like on this one. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. See, the last one I got in this style, in the Kais style, I absolutely hated, but the person wasn't completely sure it was the Kais one, and I don't think it was. Either that or they'd straightened it, because it was so straight against my face. It was like that, and it made my face look really weird shaped. This one doesn't. This is lovely, and to be honest, that permatease isn't too bad. It gives it a little bit of height, but it has been tamed a lot, I think. Either that or they haven't got a lot. Again, they've gone for that sort of Scandi hairline with this, only with the pink hairs, and mixed in a little bit of that pink at the front so that it blends the lace really well. I'm really surprised, but I absolutely love this one. It's really, really nice. So this is a wig that I got from Shein, and I wanted to try it out. It's supposed to be a very, very light blonde, which it is, and it's got roots. So I've cut the lace. It's got lace on the front and a little bit on the back, so it's really nice quality, and the lace is really, really thin as well. I have edited this one slightly in the fact it didn't come completely straight, so I've just straightened it a little bit with my heat comb, just because it was a little bit, not wonky as such, but it was a little bit wavy. In the picture it wasn't, it was bone straight, but of course travel and being in the bags and things like that causes problems, and so the top was a little bit poofy. I also noticed as well that the cap was out of shape, so I just applied a little bit of heat to that cap with my straighteners and just gently stretched it back into place by placing it on my head when it was still a little bit warm but not too hot. And I think it's a really good quality wig. This is the lace that comes off it, so you can see how see-through that is. I always keep scraps of these in case I ever have to do any repairs to any other wigs. But I think that one is a bit of a win. I do like it, especially for the price, because I think it was quite cheap as well. I think it was probably about £15, something like that. It wasn't very expensive. But for a nice straight white blonde wig, I think that's really good. This is another one. I got 3 from Shein. This has come straight out of the bag. All I've done is give it a bit of a brush. I wanted kind of like a grey wig, but this is more of an ash toned brown. It's still got the tag on it because I don't know whether I'm going to send it back yet. So you can see the lace is still attached as well. I haven't actually. So it has a few little baby hairs around here, which is quite nice because it came like that. And I think I do actually quite like it. I wasn't sure. I thought the colour would suit, but it does. It's actually quite a nice colour. So I will trim the lace on this one and keep it. It's just got a nice little wave to it. It's not too much. I think it is slightly longer than I would usually wear it, but it's not too bad. And I don't think I'm going to trim it because it'll ruin it. The top's not too bad either. If they're a bit puffy, I always just run the hot comb over them anyway, just to sort of smooth them down a little. These are lifesavers for heat friendly wigs because they really get rid of all of the bits that are sticking up, and you don't need them on a particularly high heat either. And that one's actually switched off now, but it's still a little bit warm. So I think this is really good quality, and I think this was quite cheap as well. I basically bought 4 wigs, paid about £80 I think for all of them. Again, it's got little bits of hairs here and here to make it look more natural, and it comes like that, so you don't really have to do anything with it. So if I pop it on, I kind of wish it was longer here as well at the back, but I can live with it as it is. One of them was for a costume, so I'm not showing that one yet. This one is very similar in shade to the other one, except on the sides they looked completely different, but shade wise it is pretty much the same. It's just a bit shorter. I figure because I like the other one, I'll probably like this one too. This one is slightly straighter than the other one. I like the fact that both of them have got quite large wig caps because I kind of like having a big cap. This one is actually quite short here and then sort of comes longer at the front, which I'm not quite sure what I think about, to be honest. I'm sort of debating whether it looked nice with the shortness or whether to leave the longer bits. I think it looks nice with the longer bits, to be honest. But it does mean there's not so much hair at the back, so you've not got to worry about it getting tangled, which is always a bonus. Again, the lace on it is really good. You can't actually see that lace there. It has got quite a few darker knots though, so I will probably blend those in with a little bit of something, eyeshadow, or I have got some proper root pens now that fill them in. And you can also use a bit of lace melt as well, which helps to disguise the holes a little bit. So I think they were all actually worth keeping, to be honest. It would have been nicer if this one was a slightly greyer shade, or if they both were, to be fair. But it's not a bad shade. I quite like it on me. This one is from World of Wigs, and this is called Alice. I got this really cheap pre-loved. It was a little bit crunchy at the ends, but I've applied some heat to it and got rid of that. I actually wore this to work today. So this is a longer bob with the darker roots. Usually dark roots aren't great because they look more wiggy. This one doesn't actually look too bad, but I have edited these bits here a little bit and made a few little baby hairs just so it looks more natural. But it is a beautiful wig and I love the colour. It's very copper in ordinary light. Probably can't see it quite as bright in this light, but it's not daylight now. This one only arrived today, so I haven't tried it on. I don't know the brand. It did have a tag in it. Looks like it's been cut out. This is quite an interesting wig because it's got like a grip all the way around it, like a silicone grip, which usually shows the sign of quite a good quality wig. Apparently as well, this is a human hair hybrid, so it has got synthetic hair in, but it's also got a portion of human hair, which gives it more realism. It's got quite a reasonably sized cap, which I'm quite happy about. Oh, See, red is my colour. It's always my colour. It was described as an Ariel wig, as in The Little Mermaid, and I can see why, because it does very much look like it belongs on a mermaid. It's very pretty. The fibres are really, really soft on it. The lace front is a little bit see-through. I can still see that lace. I will probably cut that back myself. I'm just going to tuck it up for now. There we go. That's what it will look like with the lace out of the way. I don't think it's going to need gluing down, so I don't think that extra lace is going to be needed, to be honest. But it does feel really, really lovely, and it looks really nice as well. So I'm a big fan of this one. This is another Wonder of Wigs one that I've got. Lace hasn't even been cut on this one. It's long and brown. It's kind of like a reddy brown, I think. It's a pretty wig. I haven't taken the lace off yet because I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or not. It's quite long. I don't usually go for wigs that are as long. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's about boob length. I have been taken to wearing shorter styles, at least recently. But that is really nice, especially when it's brushed. So I will probably cut the lace on that one and keep it, because I really like the colour and the shade. And it's much better now. I've relaxed the waves with the brush a little bit. I think it can be a bit much sometimes when you first get them out of the bags. But they just need a little bit of playing with to get them how you would wear them, or you would like them. But the colour's really nice. It's kind of like a copper brown, I'd say. It looks, yeah, it's copper brown. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of this one, because the person that bought it didn't either. I also got this one, which was more of a fashion one, but it was a bargain at £5. It reminds me of ice cream because it's got the creamy blonde and then it's got pink all through the front. It was a lot longer. It was sort of what they called extra long, and it came all the way down, but I've cut all that off because I didn't want it that long. I was very careful as to not ruin the wig though. This has got quite a large cap, so I'd probably need to actually do the belts up on this one, though I don't usually. And I do think the front just needs straightening a little bit as well, because it's a little bit poofy at the front. Now I've cut the lace back a little bit on this one as well, because the pink was just coming way too far over, and so I've pushed it all back a little bit, which I think looks a little bit better. And again, it makes it not quite as fluffy at the top, which I kind of prefer. But yeah, it's a nice wig for a £5, I thought. This one is a Chelsea Smith wig. I did try this one on yesterday, but I wasn't very keen on it. The colour is beautiful, but there didn't seem to be a set part with it, which made it really difficult to wear. So before I pop it on today, I'm going to try and just define the part a little bit. See, there's way too much hair on this wig for my liking. And it doesn't, it just falls in the face all the time. So let's see if we can't do something about that. I can kind of see why they got rid of it, because it's a pain in the ass. It'd be great for wearing up because you've got all this extra to play with, so you could wear it back. In fact, you'd probably have to wear it back because otherwise it would get on your nerves. So it's a pretty wig, but I'm not sure whether I'll be keeping it because it is a little bit irritating. I mean, there's no denying the lace on it's fantastic, and I don't really want to cut it because from a perspective of styling it, having that extra hair does help, but I just can't stand it in my face all the time. Oh, that is actually better. It's just this little bit here. But yeah, what do you think? Keep her or no? And I've got another Chelsea one here. Can't actually tell you the name of this one because I don't know. It was another cheapie that was pre-loved, but I liked the look of the wig. It didn't look great in the pictures. It looked extremely tangled and not in very good condition at all. But I also knew that a bit of love and brushing would get it back to looking how it should. I mean, to be fair, when it came, it smelled lovely. So somebody's obviously took the time to wash it and condition it. but it's just they'd kind of left it after that and didn't do anything with it. But it's a beautiful wig. I love the shades in it. It's sort of got mainly blonde, but quite a few dark bits to it as well. I was quite happy with this one, considering it was really cheap, and Chelsea wigs are usually $80 or so. Same problem that I have with some of them though is the fringe, or the bangs, or whatever you want to call them. Sometimes I just don't know which way to wear them, or which way they're supposed to fall to not get in my face. The lace was already pre-cut on this one, and it is quite good lace as always with Chelsea wigs. Just going to need a little bit of styling before I wear it. So these two I got from a seller on Vinted, I think it was, and these have travelled all the way from the United States. This is one of them, so it's really long, sort of like a Hollywood wave style, and it's got darkened roots. It's kind of like an orangey red. It is a lace front as well, so it's got the whole lace part there, and they just looked, well, they looked slightly different on the picture. This one didn't look quite as orange, it looked more of a red to me, but the colours are beautiful. So that's this one. You can see that the seller has already added baby hairs in here themselves. I'm presuming that they probably glued them down. Not that I will be doing that. But the combination of colours is beautiful. I love that water wave. It's one of my favourite styles of waves, to be honest, because it's kind of... I love that Hollywood wave. It's one of my favourite styles. Between that and, like, I've got three that I really like. The water wave, which is very sort of beachy. The beach wave, which is the same but more tussled. And then this one, which is kind of like a Hollywood wave, so it's kind of like a S sort of shape. And I've got to admit, this is absolutely beautiful. I am a fan. I don't think I'll even cut the length on it. I think it's just perfect as it is. I love the fact that it's got lighter pieces through it, so it's got that combination of colour as well. And the roots, actually, the lace isn't too bad. Considering it's dark lace as well, usually dark lace is a bit more visible, but it looks quite good, to be honest. I don't think it's that detectable as a wig. There is that little bit there that I'd probably just add a little bit of lighter concealer to, just because my skin tone is quite light against those roots. Pretty wig. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it wasn't a lot. This one I got off the same seller. It's very similar, but it's in blue. The waves are a little bit looser on this one, so you don't have the same sort of Hollywood wave with it. I don't know the brands, unfortunately, because she didn't remember the brands, which meant that it's very hard to look them up, to be honest. I did have a look online, couldn't find any sign of them anywhere, so I can't even tell you who I think it might be, to be honest. There's a tag inside that looks like it might have been either Empress or Sleek, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just going on the little bit of broken tag that I did see. I was debating when I first tried this on whether I should try and cut it a little bit and put it up to about there height wise. I'm still debating that. I think that might look a little bit better on me, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to cut it yet. It has got a side part going down it. It's quite a deep lace part as well, which is another reason I think it could be Empress wigs, because they're known for doing deep parts in their wigs. I do like it. Neither of them shed really, and so they're nice quality, I do know that. I do like the combination that you've got that icy blue at the top and then it melts into the other blue. I think that's a really nice colour combination, and it is something a bit different because I haven't actually seen another one the same as this. Those waves are quite subtle, I think. Either that or they've dropped, I'm not quite sure. But I still find it really pretty. I've just got to decide whether I want to cut it to that length or not. But we'll see. I won't cut it for now and I'll decide. This is another one that I got offline. This was a bargain. I think it was something like £5 for the bob. And I was unsure whether it'd even turn up or what state it'd turn up in for that price. But there we go. It's actually in really lovely condition. It has got quite a large lace portion at the front, and it's got this band in it, so that tells me that it's probably a good quality one, because most of the good quality ones have these bands in. It looks to me like it could be a Wonder of Wigs wig, possibly, but I'm just going on the way it looks and the way the hair feels and the part and everything else. I might be wrong, but it's this beautiful strawberry blonde, which if you've watched my videos you know is one of my favorite shades. I do love anything that veers towards reds or any form of blondie red, and this in particular is really, really soft. I love the style as well. It's kind of like a graduated bob, which is nice because you don't have too much hair on the neck, which can get irritating. And it does have that free part. It doesn't have any permatease to make it stick up, so that was definitely worth the money, I would say. It's a beautiful wig. It's all about the bargains today. This one was listed as JB extension. Not sure if it is or not, but it said it is. Doesn't have the tags on the inside to say it's JB, but then again I do know that a lot of their older wigs don't have that on, because I've got a few that don't anyway. The appeal for me on this one was the cool blonde. What I didn't realise was that it had these really, really dark roots at the front and that they don't go all the way back. Now that's not to say that that's a bad thing. I'm not criticising the wig, it's just something that I failed to notice. And I really like it now. I think it's a beautiful wig. Love the colouring on it as well. And that darkness at the top actually really works with it, which I was surprised about because I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was a very small shadow root, but I think I actually prefer it like this. And I have this one from an eBay seller. This is a completely new wig. So it comes in the net and everything. I've not even tried it on. The lace is still uncut. This arrived today. It's a long blonde one. And I do have a lot of long blonde wigs, but the quality of it looks really nice, and I just wanted to give it a try because it was fairly cheap. I think it was under £30. The first thing I've noticed is the fibres are a little bit all over the place, and I am using the fibre spray just to brush it out so that it doesn't go too staticky, because that's another thing. When they first come out of the bag sometimes they can be a little bit staticky, so I'm just going to tame it down a little before I try it on. It's a little bit yellower than I would usually go for, but the thing that makes me think I can probably work with it is the darker roots. It's got a really good hairline actually. The knots are slightly darker, but the knots that they've used are that lighter brown, so they don't look as harsh. But this is absolutely beautiful quality. I'm really impressed for the price. I mean, it is probably a little longer than I would wear my hair usually, but the flexibility of being able to wear that back and actually glue it down in a ponytail. There's not many wigs that you can get away with actually wearing back in up styles, so that will be really useful for that. Maybe I will do a video when I attempt to do it so that you can see what it looks like. So I'll definitely rate this. I have 3 more wigs to show you. This one is by Style Icon. It came brand new and I have just trimmed the lace on it. It's orange, but it's got kind of like a kinky texture to it, like crimped almost. The reason for that is it's a yaki wig. Although I liked this wig, I did have visions of looking like something out of the Rocky Horror Show, because it has got that kind of weird texture to it. I was actually pleasantly surprised at how good it looks though. It does need pulling down really well at the back. I think that's my bulky wig cap. Now my hair's getting a bit longer. It comes with pre-cut baby hairs into it, which is cool. And I've just trimmed a couple of bits here at the front just to give it a bit more texture so that it doesn't look just straight down. And the ends are actually quite thin already, so it does look like quite a natural wig. So yeah, I was quite impressed with that. The other 2 I got were from Sleek and they were bobs. One is in blue and one is in red. They were described as, I think it was satisfactory, and the ends were just all hard and horrible. It was really crunchy texture, and also it was knotted quite a lot, but I knew that when I bought it. This one I think is synthetic human mix. We'll have a look what this looks like on. This one is Kayla in pale blue, and this is the one that's a human hair hybrid. It looks like the previous owner might have cut little hairs in it as well, which is nice, saves me a job. And since I've repaired it, the texture's lovely now. Just needed a little bit of a straighten, and I went round all of the bottoms, smoothed them all out. And the good thing about wigs that are heat resistant is when you apply heat to it, it does restore the fibres that were damaged. And that's what I've done with this one. So yeah, I think that's really quite cute. And then a very similar style in red. This one is called Verada. I think this might be just slightly longer. Again, it's a sleek wig, same issues with it. But I have restored the fibres. So this one is a little bit longer, and it's sort of in an angled bob. I did trim the ends on this one very slightly. That was just to get rid of some of the damaged fibres. It's still a bit damp because I've applied quite a bit of this Jeffany spray, which is a leave-in wig detangle. It just, again, helps with the fibres. And I can see at the front, they've also done a little bit of trimming around here as well, which I don't have a problem with at all. Well, there's little hairs there to make it look more natural. I'm presuming somebody at some point would have stuck them to the side of the face, but I don't tend to do that. So considering how cheap they were, I think I got both for about £15, so you're looking at about £7.50 a wig, just for the little bit of effort to restore the fibres on them. This one is not mixed, this is pure synthetic. Not that you can tell much difference, but again, I was quite happy with that. Red is kind of my colour, as you know, but I think the blue one's quite nice as well. So that's all of the wigs for this video. I do have another video to do, which I'm just about to shoot, because I wanted to separate them so that they're not too long. I like you guys to be able to watch a few, keep your interest, and then come back with a fresh video. But I forgot to film the end of it, so this is the end. So if you would like to like and subscribe and join me next time, I'd very much appreciate it. Thanks for watching.